How you doing, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to BattleTech with Scout. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking for a while when I was going to do a playthrough of this game, or if I was going to do one, and I've always wanted to do one, but I wanted to wait until the Heavy Metal DLC came out, which was the last of the three planned DLCs for this game. Now that it's finally come out, I figured it was about time to do a playthrough of this excellent game. Overall, I do think it's an excellent game. Now, what we're going to do, I know this might be a little tedious for some of you, but giving it a lot of thought, I've decided to go ahead and do a campaign playthrough just because I think it will be more interesting to those who have never seen this game if we have the narrative of the campaign to kind of tie all these BattleTech turn-based battles together. Otherwise, it might be a little tedious for some people to watch. Now, I know that means the opening is going to be a little bit slow for some of you that's seen it before, but you can always skip ahead an episode or two. That's fine. And you know what? I encourage you to go ahead and watch because heretofore I have never made it out of the tutorial and the first mission without something catastrophically going wrong. I don't know why random number generators hate me, but they just absolutely do. I have done, let's see, I think 2 plays of this game. I did one obviously when it first came out, and I got a little frustrated with some aspects of the game, which we'll talk about in the course of the playthrough. And I touched on it again when Flashpoint came out, and other than that, I haven't come back to it. So I have some idea of what I'm doing, but I don't pretend to be a master of BattleTech at all. So with that, folks, let's go ahead and get this campaign started. Now, I have turned the music off, which is why it's a little quiet in the background because I don't want to get a copyright strike or anything crazy like that because of the music. The music in this game is good, so just be aware that you are kind of missing out on that. These are the different settings. You can set it up for yourself. We're not going to skip the prologue, which is something you can do. We're not going to clip unequipped mechs. This is when you salvage them. They can come with nothing on them. We're going to leave them as is because I'm kind of trying to play this and present this the way the designers kind of intend it. I am going to enable mech destruction though, which means if your center torso is destroyed, your mech is lost, because I think that's pretty fair. Other than that, I'm going to leave everything pretty much by default.
I am Kamea of House Arano, High Lady of the Oregon Reach, Protector of Coromadir, and the Sword of Restoration. But I am not a hero, no matter what the stories say. A hero would have sacrificed more, compromised less. A hero would have done better. You know this, of course. You were there. My father used to tell me stories about the ancient times, about the Star League, a golden age of prosperity, upheld by the great mech warriors of old, guardians of the innocent, protectors of the peace. I always dreamed of following in their footsteps. I was too young to see the truth of things. After all, it wasn't heroism or a noble cause that won me the throne. It was hiring a mercenary, skilled enough, perhaps ruthless enough, to carry the day. Hiring you. I still don't know if you fought for honor or for the thrill of it, for belief in my cause, or just in my money. But whether it was your noble heart or mercenary mind, your actions gave us hope. That makes you a hero in the eyes of history. Whether you believe it, that's up to you.
All right, restoration. So take 2, I had to go back and re-enable the audio because it wouldn't play any of that cool speech with the audio disabled. So hopefully that doesn't get me a copyright strike on YouTube. So you start off setting up your background. Welcome to the Oregon Reach. You can see it here. The Oregon Reach is a small kingdom in the Rimward Periphery, a region of space that lies at the outskirts of the more densely colonized inner sphere. It is home to the Oregon Coalition, a federation organized around a parliamentary monarchy, if I can speak, a parliamentary monarchy and ruled by the Arano family. For 3 generations, under the rule of House Arano, the Regan coalition has remained a relatively peaceful corner of the periphery. It is here your story begins. Decades ago, your family came to the Reach from the Combine, of course. And whenever you see highlighted speech like this, you can mouse over it and get some little info tips if you're unfamiliar with any of this. So that's a pretty cool aspect of the game. So immigrants to the Oregon Reach, your family soon established a comfortable presence in a small backwater system on the edge of Oregon space. By the time you were born, your family had become the de facto ruling nobility of the system's only inhabited planet. You were the oldest child, heir to the family's titles and ancestral battle mech and old blackjack. This is where you met Raju Mastiff Montgomery, a veteran of the Secession Wars, whom your parents hired on for a season to train you as a mech warrior. Raju was a strict but capable teacher, and you quickly became a skilled pilot under his tutelage. It was an uneventful life. Until the day after your 16th birthday, when? So this is where you can kind of pick little elements of your background, which will occasionally come into play, and text interactions with the characters in the game. But really what you're looking at is what it gets you. Gunnery, tactics, piloting and tactics, tactics and guts. We're definitely going to pick gunnery and guts. Which, I mean, for those of you who are more familiar with the tabletop, it basically translates to traditional piloting and gunnery. So we're going to pick your family was betrayed. Out on your own, you fell into the life of, let's see, a soldier, a pirate. None of these really matter. Again, they'll give you some interesting text options, but what you're mostly looking at here is the skills. I would normally go for gunnery, and I think I'm going to continue doing that. Let's pick the Oregon Coalition soldier background. Until years later, you cross paths with Raju Mastiff Montgomery once again. Mastiff, if I can speak. On an ill-fated mission, you were caught behind enemy lines and separated from your lance. Raju happened to be on patrol nearby, and he launched a daring rescue. Upon finding out it was you he had rescued, he brought you into the House Arano Royal Guard. So it is that you find yourself reunited with your old mentor, preparing your ancestral blackjack for guard duty on the coronation day of the Lady Kamea Arano. And now you can pick your pronouns, your portrait, and all your different things. Blah, we're definitely a he. Not too bothered about all this, just kind of want to get through it. Alright, so we got our call sign and our names all picked out. You can also customize the character portrait for those of you that are really interested in all that. You can change all this. We're not going to spend too much time doing that. And you get one last chance to go over everything you want and confirm it. So we came from the Draconis Combine, our family was betrayed, and then we became a Regan Coalition soldier. Those are the bonuses that we get for a total of 4 gunnery, 2 piloting, 2 tactics, and 3 guts. And we're pretty happy with that, so we're going to confirm. Let's see, the High Lord Tamati Arano II is dead. The Oregon Reach is left at an uncertain crossroads. Once prosperous, it is now a kingdom in decline, surrounded by powerful neighbors. Lord Santiago Espinosa, brother-in-law to the late High Lord, is convinced that the slow-moving council of founding houses must be dissolved. His proposed directive would conscript their house guard and centralize power under a single throne. However, the High Lord's heir, the noble Lady Kamea Arano, is determined to rebuild the Reach without transforming it into an authoritarian state. She refuses to enact her uncle's directive and has rebuked his vehement pleas to reconsider. On the morning of Lady Arano's ascension to the throne, her loyal captain of the guard, Raju Mastiff Montgomery, makes preparations to escort her safely to the coronation procession that awaits in Cordia City.
Command interface initiated.
Oh goody. This is where it teaches you how to move around. Yep, we know how to do that. Use the right camera. Yep. Got it. Okay, Hades, I had the Espinosa refit yards rush the repairs on your blackjack. Looks like it's all in one piece, but we should run some diagnostics on it just to be sure. Standard field tests, you know the drill. More importantly, though, I want to tell you about the job I brought you out here to do. Now, do me a favor and get that battle mech moving. Let's see if there are any kinks in the actuators. Yep. Select. Yeah. Got it.
job than escort duty.
Wants us to move here. I brought you here because there's something wrong in the capital. It's been too quiet since High Lord Tamati's funeral, and I'm worried about Lady Kamea's safety during her coronation procession. Anyway, looks like your actuators check out. Let's conduct a weapons test. Target one of those burnt-out old urban mechs and open fire.
Like I was saying, I can't prove anything, but my gut tells me something's off, and a warrior trusts their instincts.
Yep. Well, I'm not going to waste autocannon ammunition on a range, and I'm not going to overheat myself either. Take that.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Good shot. Your guns are in working order, at least. Ah, a moving target dummy. I've been training Lady Arano since she was 14 years old. She can be naive at times and proud, but I have no doubt that she'll be a just and effective ruler. It's on us to see her safely to Cordia City. I'll rest easier once she's in the capital with her cousin Victoria by her side. Lady Victoria, well, she's only been training under me for a single season, but she's already shaped herself into one of the strongest mech warriors I've ever seen. Reminds me a lot of you, truth be told. Anyway, we should run a check on your targeting computer. You see that drone over there, the one moving through the tree line? Put some hurt on it for me, and then when it turns, take it out with a rear angle shot. After it's down, we'll keep moving. Very well.
Like a daughter to me, and her late father, High Lord Tamati, was a good friend.
Alright, so it turned around. We can still only attack. Training wheels. Take this.
Targeting spear armor. Enemy unit destroyed.
Nice shot. Now, I don't know how familiar you are with Oregon politics, but the Reach was badly shaken by High Lord Tamati's death. It needs a smooth transfer of power, and Kamea belongs on the Cormorant throne. Go ahead and fire up your jump jets, kid. I want to see you descend this cliff face. Aim for that patch of ground there near the edge of the lake.
Victoria pulls no punches, but she's been a loyal companion to Kamea since they were kids. Aside from you, there's no one I'd rather have by my side in a fight.
Engaging jump jets. Enemy detected.
Ah,
Yeah, I was
that's no
afraid
good.
of that. Jump jets build a lot of heat, and that was more than your engine could handle. Head on into that water. We need to get you cooled off.
Does a blackjack even have heat sinks in the legs? I don't think so. Maybe. Warning, plasma leak detected. Jump jet malfunction. Jump jet systems damaged. System inoperable until repaired. Oh, for the love of all the gods. This is what I would get for insisting on a rush job. Not that I had much of a choice. The Espinosa refit yards were backlogged like you wouldn't believe. It looked like they were trying to process every single Royal Guard mech in time for the coronation. There isn't any time to get your jump jets replaced, so we're going to have to make do without them. Go ahead and take that mech down with a melee attack. I want to be sure nothing else is going to break down on your blackjack before we take it out on the Cormorant Road. Show. No, it's a panther.
Engaging physical attack.
Good hit. At least that's solid. Alright, one last test. I want you to take your blackjack up to a sprint and evade my attack. Why don't I just sprint? Why would you shoot at me?
Push that engine, kid. If something goes wrong today, I want to know that your mech can maneuver.
Yeah, okay, but can we do that without you shooting at me? What if it does go wrong?
Full throttle.
Ah. Congratulations, Hades. Your blackjack's as combat ready as it can be given the circumstances. For what it's worth, I hope that my suspicions turn out to be unfounded and we end the day having a good laugh about what a paranoid old man I've become. But if not, then I know that you'll be ready, except for your jump jets, which are broken. Alright, it's time to move out. Lady Arano is waiting for us at the mech bay.
An impressive display, Sir Raju. Of course, this mech warrior was a student of yours. I'd expect them to know their way around a cockpit.
That was that impressive. We didn't really do much. You're easily impressed.
Full throttle.
Hades, allow me to introduce Kamea Arano, the soon-to-be High Lady of the Regan Coalition. Is Lady Victoria on this channel? For the time being, my father has summoned me to the Picton docks. I have a fleet inspection and a tour of the family refit yards to preside over before the coronation. Behold, the responsibilities of a noble daughter, a font of tedium that never runs dry. I know the feeling, cousin. By this time tomorrow, I'll be responsible for the entire reach. Give my best to your father, and don't be late for the tourney. The gambling dens are already taking my bets on how long it'll take me to cripple that customized monstrosity you pilot. Bold words, cousin, but the only victory they'll be celebrating is mine. You may be ascending the throne today, but my Kaga is more than a match for the family heirloom that you call a battle mech, and in the arena, I reign supreme. We'll see, cousin, we'll see. At any rate, I will see you at the tourney grounds. Sir Raju, I'm ready to go when you are. Overland, along the Cormorant Road, as is the Urano tradition. Aye, Kamea, we'll get you there in one piece. Hades, fall in behind me. It's like ancient Rome and stuff. And remember what I told you.
Mission successful.
Ah, that was easy.
I remember the Oregon Reach of old, the time of the Great Expansion. I was just a boy then. Proudly we went forth, bringing the light of our coalition to so many systems. And for what? To see our great kingdom slowly waste away? Year after year, the Council deliberates while our economy falters. And the wolves bay at every door, while covetous neighbors plot against us. Well, I say, it can go no further. We are here today because if Lady Arano will not act, someone must. I know what I'm asking of you. You will face former comrades, or even loved ones, on the battlefield. I take up arms against my own niece. But remember, today we sacrifice so that tomorrow we can return our kingdom to its proper glory, to its proper strength. So should you fall tonight, know that you did so as true heroes of the Reach. To your stations, for the Directorate!
Coronation Day. Cordia City outskirts, 1322 local. I like how no matter what genre you find yourself in, if you see smoking things coming down from the sky, it's always bad. Always bad. Particularly if they look vaguely like Union-class dropships, if my old memory serves.